Matt Prebola with us here on the John Mendola Show. We're talking Tunkhannock area track and field javelin thrower. Matt, number one throw in the country with the jab right now. You're a junior. Are you feeling the pressure, or is it kind of like all good right now?
I tend to be like a quiet kid, so I'm just focused on, every day what I have to work on and not necessarily the pressure part of it.
Javelin throwers, 5'7", 6'2", 250, 178 pounds, whatever they are. Talk about, people might not look at you like be intimidated by you, but they may know, wow, this kid throws a ton. Again, I'm sure you're not really focused on what other people think. You're kind of focused on what you need to do. So let's talk about your approach with the javelin when you show up somewhere, when you go to an invitational, when you show up at districts, when you're going to show up at states.
So when I get there, I'm usually doing the same thing. So I warm up the same, I throw the same number of throws before, I stretch in the same order, at least I try to. So everything's kind of the same. I'm not really focused on other people, and I don't really care what other people think of think of me. So I'm just focused on what I gotta do, and I can only control what I can do.
So much of that focus has to be staying healthy. And right now, you'll see different type of people or back braces, they got elbow sleeves, they got all kind of things. Talk about the good fortune right now, taking care of your body and not overtraining and making sure you're in a good spot going into the state championships.
Well, I'm fortunate enough to not have the elbow pain, knock on wood, or even shoulder pain. So just keeping my body healthy, keeping, not doing anything that could really get me hurt and being smart about it. That's all been, part of my workouts and what I'm trying to do.
I'm sure when you look back one day and you seem like the kind of kid that you've already looked back and say the relationship you have with your dad and sharing special moments, him coaching you up and being able to experience this stuff. This is like once in a lifetime stuff.
Yeah, my dad, he's been there since I started. He's the one who got me into the javelin. He's been there every day I train and at almost every single track meet. So I've been so fortunate just to have my dad, as a coach and someone who used to throw javelin.
Let's talk about the family. So we talked about dad. Who are the other people that help you move along and inspire you a little bit and make you become the young man that you are now?
Yeah, so my brother also threw. He threw in high school and he currently throws at Lafayette. So he's been my training partner all throughout, last year. Basically since I've started. So having someone, to train with every single day, and then also on top of that, like I said, my dad had, being a javelin, thrower, everything it helped so much.
We go over to more family, and you got other coaches at other places. We throw in a guy like a Mark Minicello at Wyoming area who is very knowledgeable. You build a relationship there. You can lean on him a little bit. Talk a little bit about just learning a little bit from everybody in your relationship there.
Yeah, well, Mark, I trained with him last summer. I couldn't tell you how much I learned from him. He's so technical when he throws, and just watching him, I just really picked up so many things. So I'm really grateful for that and learned a lot from him.
What would be the average person? Like, hey, just pick up this spear, you throw it real far, but talk about whether it's the legs or your shoulder or the abs or, there's probably a lot to it, but people might not understand the footwork.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just think, you pick it up and you're either good or bad at it, but, a lot of training goes involved. So a lot of strong legs, a lot of medicine ball, which definitely strengthens the core, and then, a little bit of arms. But I would say mostly legs and core really go into it to really make javelin throw come all together.
At the district championships, it came all together, a district record. You were very consistent. Talk about that throw that gave you, number one in the country here in 2021.
It came as a surprise. I was focused on one thing that whole meet. So everything, it was a good day. Weather-wise, the energy from the crowd, and then my form did come together. So all those things combined really helped me get that number one throw.
There's so much coaching that goes on, I'm sure, and there's probably been a lot of car rides with your dad, but I'm sure he's constantly saying little things to you that somewhere go up in that head, and then it kind of all comes out on days like a district meet. Talk about, holding on to some of those special conversations that you've had with him.
Yeah, every car ride really, it's just repetition of what's said and what I have to do. Try not to get too complicated with all the form. stuff, but just reminders, and then that's just constantly in the head. So when I do go to the meets, that is, the first thing I'm thinking about, and the first thing that, I do when I throw.
All this attention is about athletics, but you're a heck of a student. You want to go on and do great things, whether you want to, study medicine or engineering. You have a very bright future in the academic end. Talk about how you kind of keep things in perspective with all the things going on.
Yeah, well, academics are a big part. I know academics come first, so I'm always studying, always keeping up on my schoolwork and trying to balance that between that and athletics, trying to get the time of the day where I'm working out, and then, the time when, I have to sit down and study. So balancing all of that, is key.
Let's talk about some of your teammates here at Tunkhannock.
Yep.
Some good young ladies and some good guys that had good performances this year. Talk about the bond and the relationship you guys had.
We have a great group of javelin throwers. I want to point out on districts, all of us had a PR. We brought 3 girls and 3 boys, and each of us had a PR. So we work together as a team. We all of us, we get along. So it's just really great to have that training group and to work together.
Down the road, I would think people are going to say, hey, this kid's going to be special in college. There's a lot to it, as we had mentioned earlier, about, keeping things together, staying healthy, trying to find the right place for you. Are you pretty much wide open right now in the recruiting end as far as where you may want to go?
Yeah, I'm open to anything, really. I think once I get out and start visiting colleges, I'll definitely have a better idea, so I'm open right now.
As far as the nerves at Shippensburg, you do have a little bit of experience there. Talk about, you were there even this year. So talk about kind of getting that, it's nice to go there and just kind of see the surroundings and get a feel for it.
Yeah, so I have experience there. I've thrown there once this season, so I know what it looks like. I know what the runway feels like. So having that previous experience definitely makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. I'm not going to a new place to throw, so that definitely helps.
As far as trying to be consistent with being as healthy as you could, talk about, you have some rituals. Not that we want to share all your secrets, but you have some things that you try to do before a day when you are going to throw, or before the state championships, before districts, as far as what you're eating, hydrating.
Yeah, so really the day before I throw, I try not to do anything. If anything, like a quick stretch. I'm not a big throw. I never really throw before my meets. So I've been doing that all season, really. So I'm just gonna carry that into the state meet and not throw before, just a little, stretch, and then obviously throw on the state.
It's great to catch up with you. You got a great story, and I'm sure there's more to be told, Matt. Well, best of luck to you.
Thank you so much.